Elected versus appointed. If you've got an opinion about how the San Angelo police chief is selected, then tonight's your night. What's going in over there on North Bryant? Find out today. Plus, San Angelo Rodeo manager Josh Hilton joins the show to talk rodeo and stock shows. All this and more. I'm Yantis Green, and this is Live. The holiday season is just around the corner, and that means it's a good time to get your house ready for all those guests. Steve's Carpet Cleaning can help. With over 40 years' experience, Steve's Carpet Cleaning will clean your carpet, clean your tile floor, clean your wood floor or laminate floor. They can also strip your floor, clean your upholstery, and even detail inside of your Ford F-150 King Ranch or your Chevy truck if that's what you've got. Steve's Carpet Cleaning can clean vehicles and actually virtually anything. Steve's Carpet Cleaning can also clean and disinfect mattresses. Steve's Carpet Cleaning specializes in odor and pet stain removal. There is no job too big or too small. Call Steve's Carpet Cleaning at 325-374-6874 or see what they can do online at stevescarpetcleaningtx.com. The question has once again come up, should San Angelo elect or appoint a police chief? The city of San Angelo sent out a reminder today or this morning telling citizens about tonight's town hall meeting. During the meeting, citizens and the city's Charter Review Committee will be discussing the pros and cons of having an elected police chief. Charter Review Committee Chairman Judge Alan Gilbert is leading the discussion. He came on the show last month. Judge Gilbert joined the show and told us even his opinion is still up in the air. Have an opinion on the issue? Go down to City Hall tonight at 6 o'clock. That's Monday night. Or better yet, leave a comment down below. In other news, whispers have been going around town about what is under construction on North Bryant Boulevard across the street from the new Kent Quick. Some have thoughts of maybe a new gym, while other rumors included a new H-E-B. Unfortunately, neither of those is happening. Instead, San Angelo will be getting another Caliber Collision. The Dallas-based collision company came to San Angelo a few years back after buying out Concho Collision here on Beauregard and Sherwood Way. This will be the third location in San Angelo. For more on that story, check out the article on sanangelolive.com. And one of San Angelo's troubled souls is going to prison. That's right. 27-year-old Mercedes Gaitan on Monday morning was sentenced to 10 years in prison for her role in a methamphetamine ring. In May of this year, Gaitan was arrested with 5 other people after a San Angelo Police Department Street Crimes Division team seized over 150 grams of meth from her home. Gaitan has been in the Tom Green County Jail since the incident and will get credit for time served. In weather, the next few days looks like it's going to be colder. There's a cold front that blew through today. Over the next 7 days, low temperatures will be sitting around the freezing mark, give or take a few degrees each day. With the coldest day, looks like it's going to be this coming Saturday. As for afternoon highs, don't expect the temperatures to get very much above the 60-degree mark, and most days it'll be in the 50s. There is no rain in the current forecast. And the Texas high school football season playoff season is going for 4 Concho Valley teams. The Wall Hawks, Sonora Broncos, and Sterling City Eagles and the Erie County Hornets are still playing. To preview the playoff matchups, here is James Bellini with sports.
It's week 2 of the Texas high school playoffs, and some Concho Valley teams are one step closer to punching their tickets to Arlington. But first, we have to congratulate the Miles Bulldogs, Cristobal Cougars, Central Bobcats, El Dorado Eagles, Brady Bulldogs, Reagan County Owls, and San Angelo TLC Eagles on great seasons. You played hard all season long. There's nothing more you can ask of your team. You came up short, but hey, congratulations. You made the playoffs. Keep playing hard, guys. Good things will happen. On to area. Starting with 6-man, Erie County beat May 104-91 in an absolutely insane game. Now they play Lakey this week on Thursday in Sonora. The Hornets actually beat the Eagles earlier in the season and 45 them. Sterling City beat the Miles Bulldogs 43-42 and will play Windthorst and Clyde this week. Sonora went to Clyde last Thursday and beat only 28-27. They'll play the Farwell Steers this Friday in Big Spring. Wall takes on Childress at Buckaroo Stadium in Breckenridge after sitting out last week after Tornillo had to forfeit their game due to numbers and injury. The Wink Wildcats will play the Santo Wildcats in Colorado City this Thursday. Going outside the Contra Valley, Jim Ned beat Pilot Point and are taking on Bushland in Lubbock this week. Hawley beat Cristoval and now they'll play Panhandle in Lubbock as well. Richland Springs plays Lorain in Erie County. The Brock Eagles will play the Muleshul Mules in Sweetwater. From Lakeview's district, the Brownwood Lions will play Canyon in Midland's Astound Broadbat Stadium. San Angelo Stadium will get a little more playoff action as well, as the Friendship Tigers will take on the South Lake Carroll Dragons this Friday. Cover 1's going to work overtime and as much playoff coverage as possible, so tune in for exclusive coaches interviews, score updates, highlights, and more at around 4, 8, and 10 o'clock, only on SanAngeloLive.com.
When it comes to unique pieces you can't find anywhere else, Kano's Diamonds and Coins is your one-stop shop. With over 24 years in the diamond and coin industry, Kano's Diamonds and Coins is West Texas's choice for diamonds, jewelry, coins, silver, and gold. Owner Bill Cano stands by his work and offers free consultations, including estate jewelry. Don't just trust anyone with your valuables. Come see the staff at Cano's at 1016 West Beauregard in San Angelo.
Welcome back to the show. We have a very special guest here. It is the rodeo manager for the San Angelo Stock Show and Rodeo. It's Mr. Josh Hilton.
Hi, thanks for having me, Matt.
Hey, so, Josh, tell me, what is it like on a day-to-day being the manager of the San Angelo Rodeo? Because there's only about 2 rodeos that you have to really deal with. But on a day-to-day, what is your life like?
Well, it depends. I'm also music director for professional rodeos, so that's what I was doing. This will be, I think, my 14th year, 15th year here in San Angelo. So I've been doing the music here for a long time. And then in 2020 came and started being the rodeo manager. And the association allows me to still travel and do other rodeos and stuff like that. And so, which is great because I get to bring other ideas and other aspects that I see that works at other places to San Angelo.
What other rodeos do you do?
Everywhere from Rodeo Houston to Prescott, Arizona. I used to go to Canada. I've been all over, from upstate New York to Canada.
If you're hearing music at some of these big rodeos, you're the guy behind the.
A lot of them, yeah. It's pretty awesome.
Wow, that's crazy. So if you hear these crazy songs like, from rock music to
EDM's really big,
rap
and
music in there sometimes.
I play a lot of hip hop. If you'll notice, now that we really know each other.
Yeah.
This year you'll be a lot of '90s hip hop.
All right, there we go. Straight to Compton.
Yes, absolutely.
San Angelo. So let's talk about the San Angelo rodeo stuff though first. The cinch roping fiesta was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people out there, a lot of stuff that happened out there, but some breaking news happened out there.
Yeah.
There was the match roping between Tough Cooper and
Caleb Schmidt.
Caleb Schmidt, yeah. Tough Cooper may have gotten in a little accident out there, got injured or something.
Yeah.
He may be having a little tough time for the end of the season.
Yeah, he strained his muscle in his leg. He kind of caught the calf weird, and when he got to him and strained that, and it's too bad because you always, for entertainment purposes, you want it closer, like a football game, you want a good game, right? So but that happened, and you can't bobble it all against a guy like Caleb Schmidt. There's a reason he's won the world 3 times.
I was going to say, he's the number 1 roper in the world now.
He's a machine.
But he's going against a legend. It's
sure,
almost like,
absolutely.
when you're watching Patrick Mahomes versus Tom Brady in what could be the Super Bowl, because, the cinch shooting, that y'all give out some good cash for that.
Yeah, we gave out over $223,000
Jeez.
to contestants.
That's one weekend.
That was in 4 days.
Yeah.
And the coolest thing about it is almost 100,000 of it was to breakaway girls.
All right. Yeah, that's something that y'all kind of are starting to really amp up and kind of talk about that. What's been the thing that has made you guys want to really stand out when it comes to the women's breakaway roping?
Well, the Roping Fiesta, the Central Roping Fiesta is a perfect place for it. I mean, you could actually see the first 2 rounds. We have a preliminary, like a qualifier to get to Saturday's short round.
Right.
And you could watch that for free in
Yeah,
the
and that's in the Spur
in the Spur,
Arena.
yep, in
Yeah.
the Spur Arena. So, and there we paid like, it was like 35,000 a round. That's what we paid out in those 2 rounds, each round. So it was like $10,000 to win a round.
Golly.
Which these girls, they had no idea that it was really going to pay like that. I mean, until they got there and we announced it, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, this is huge!" So, and then the top 10, the one, so we took the top 10 to Saturday, and it was just a kind of a winner take or a shootout. That we didn't take the times before. It's just the fastest time won, and there you went for another 10 grand against only 10 girls, and so it was pretty awesome.
And all these go towards PRCA winnings, but for the girls, like they don't have exactly women's breakaway. So where are we finding these cowgirls?
So, well, the WPRA is sanctioned, and they work with the PRCA to sanction it. So they have a national finals breakaway. It's at the South Point in Las Vegas during the national finals rodeo.
Okay, so they do have the women's breakaway
Yes.
in the national finals rodeo.
Yep, yeah. It's not in the Thomas and Mack. They have it at the South Point Hotel and Casino.
Yeah.
So we actually, but my idea, I wanted to leave it open so every girl, there's a lot of college girls that don't have their pro card yet.
Yeah.
Or even a high school girl can come rope for this big time money. So we left it open for all ages to come and rope in San Angelo.
And so when you see the girls at the San Angelo rodeo in I guess it's April now. I want to say February. It's April and now. You see those girls on the doing the barrel racing, and sometimes those aren't their horses. They rent these horses out because they're fast, they're race horses. But do they do the same thing in the women's breakaway?
Some I think more they'll own their own breakaway horse, but the barrel horse is it's such a huge business that a lot of those girls have owners of those horses, and then they just ride them for. It's just like jockeys.
Yeah.
So it's pretty amazing the dollar amount you'll get. Hundreds of thousands of dollars for these horses. It's unbelievable.
So even if you win that one round and got 10 grand, I mean that's not even paying for your whole horse.
Yeah, but
gracious.
they're used to running at a few thousand to win.
Yeah.
So 10,000 each round is
making some serious
unbelievable.
cash.
There was
Definitely.
one gal she walked away with almost 20,000.
Yeah, who won?
There was a few different winners, and I
so it wasn't like a one.
Yeah, the gal who won at the end. So we had bonuses, is what we did. We Lip Chip LLC as a sponsor, and they did bonuses if your horse was microchipped, like a dog.
Okay.
It can't track your horse,
Right.
but it's going to move to this. Like in 24, it's supposedly going all digital with your horses. So they wave a wand over your horse's lip, and because you have to have your health papers when you travel with an animal. With your horses.
it's
you
not
show
like
up at a
a
fairgrounds, you got to
okay.
have proof that he's vaccinated, that he's everything that us humans don't want.
Yeah.
So, but we do,
make
the
sure he's
animals
wearing
we
his
do.
mask. No.
But anyway, so the girl who got second third on the day, she won a bonus of $12,500.
Wow.
So it was really neat. And we had, last year they only had 47 girls entered, and then this year we had well over 100, like 107. So and then next year they're gonna have they're telling me, the girls said they'll probably have 200.
I mean, word spreads when money starts changing hands.
Money starts changing hands,
Yeah.
and it was like these girls, they haven't rodeoed like this ever, because breakaway is so popular now that more and more places are having it.
Yeah.
There's more and more breakaways out there. So they'll plan for Angelo, because we're later on in the season. It's very expensive to rodeo, as we all know, with $4.79 diesel.
Oh yeah.
So now they're going to go, hey, I'm going to hold out some money because I'm going to go to San Angelo during the Roping Fiesta and win some big money.
Win some real money, right?
Some real money. And then, $20,000 to the winner take all in the match roping.
Golly.
And then our tie down roping, the jackpot, it's $20,000 added.
Yeah.
You have a steer roping, that's $12,500 added. We have a double mugging. We have a junior match against 2 young guys, 18-year-old kids. And then whoever wins that gets to rope on Saturdays, big roping against the big guys. So just a lot of different stuff. And it was great because that event, it's a very, it's a heritage event, and the crowd, tended to be a little older, and so it had kind of been kind of lacking for
Yeah.
about a decade now.
Right. But you guys were able to have some concerts out there and kind of try to get some young people out there.
Yeah. We had William Beckman and Cameron Wrinkle. It was a young guy. He was really great and opened up for William, and Beckman's just amazing. His voice is awesome. So that was great. That was right there. So it's all one ticket included.
Yeah.
We put the stage next to the arena. So
Do you feel like that kind of helped?
I think so. And this is my third year here, and we started doing that in 21 last year, and made a couple moves, and so this year was the biggest crowd. It's the best one we've had in nearly 2 decades, what they're telling me. So
wow.
So it's very proud of that fact.
That's good. And then if you're giving away more money, and then there's more people there, I mean that end up just making you give more and more later on down the road.
Yeah.
But moving on to, we're going to be going to February 1st, right?
Yeah.
Not going to rodeo first. We're
No.
going to go to the stock shows first
Yes.
because now we're separated.
Correct.
How has that worked out in the last few years? We won't spend a lot of time on this, but how did that last few years work out where you got stock show kids here in February and then the rodeo is actually here in May?
Well, thank God we did that in 21 because Snowmageddon. Could you imagine having the rodeo and
Well,
that?
even
It was
those
hard.
kids
It
out
was-
there, I went out there. I went out there to the lamb shows, and it's like,
Yeah.
these kids are just sitting there freezing their tails off in there.
They are tough, and there were so
Yeah.
many shows that canceled. So
Yeah.
they still came, and it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And very, 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 very few complaints. So
Mm-hmm.
a big kudos to the stock show families and what they all went through for that. But anyway, last year we were, April again, and who the happiest I think about it is the stock show people, because now they're not having to fight that midway. There's more parking because the stock show's gotten so big itself with their entry numbers now that it's they need all the space they can get, and so they're as happy as anybody with the move.
And that's like a 3-week long deal. I mean,
Correct.
it stretches out pretty far, and it does all the way from like the cooking competition to those. I have all these local kids here to, of course, the stock show where you can get people from all the way from East Texas.
Yeah, all the types of stock that's shown, and one of the best shows I implore everybody to come see is the Ag Mechanics Show. And these kids make what they can make is unbelievable.
You would never believe that, like, this was just built in my ag shop in high school.
Yeah, it's
absolutely.
Unbelievable. And so that is really neat. And of course, scholarships given all the way around. And we have our premium sale. We did move back to the rodeo because that's always ties into one.
Yeah, what do you that is interesting to talk about because the premium sale is so much farther down. Back in the day, you go to the premium sale, you see the pig, you see the steer, you see the animal right there, and you bid that way. Now we've moved it to where the rodeo is, so the kids are no longer there. The kids have to come back to San Angelo. What do you think that has been like? Do you think it's better to do it the way that we've done it now, or do you think that there's something about the old way where you can see the animal that makes it just a little better?
Yeah, I think there's pros and cons to it, but I think it's really those people are they're bidding on the place, not the actual animal.
Absolutely.
And we have a big screen that we bring in, a video screen, and we actually show the champion, the animal.
And even if like when they did have it in the I guess that's whatever
it's the Gandy Inc.
building.
building.
The Gandy Inc. building. Yeah, they would have it in that little room in
Yeah.
there. And if you weren't standing in the front, you really wouldn't see the animal anyways. You would see it on the big screen.
Yeah, and it was tight in there, and
tight.
So now we're in the First Community Credit Union Spur Arena, and it's spread out, and then everybody can relax, and it's really just a really great atmosphere, and everybody's been positive for it. So
I think it's also good because the people who are going to be buying these animals, it's probably better to have them when they've been celebrating the rodeo for that long than the stock show's great, but it's not the exciting part. The exciting part's the rodeo. That's where you want everybody to go celebrate, and then at the very end you have this big kickoff celebration.
To the masses, I would say it's the more exciting part. But for those families that work so hard all year long on those animals,
absolutely,
they're pretty excited. But yes, the rodeo obviously is the entertainment value, and it's been an honor to be a part of the team that has helped grown this rodeo from the 32nd largest rodeo money-wise, payout-wise in the PRCA to now the 7th. And we're just behind, I believe it's Reno, Nevada, which has been a huge rodeo forever.
Yeah.
And,
so... But that would attract people from everywhere because, you can gamble there.
Yeah, exactly. So it's very exciting. And the biggest compliment that I can get is when I'm out there at these rodeos and my buddies at Rodeo, and they say that there's no rodeo that is as close to the NFR as San Angelo.
Really?
The energy in the building, the production value.
Now, would you say it's because it's such a tight, close?
I think the people
place?
are right on top of you, you know, and our production, lasers, pyro, videos, the music, you know, no big deal, but
yeah,
self promotion,
the music, best
music,
part, yeah.
obviously, but no, it's just it's everything, and no crowd gets it. Besides maybe the NFR crowd, they're so rodeo smart here. And so they get it. They know when it's a 90-point ride.
You still see those people sitting in the stands. And I mean, I'm not talking about these, you know, big cowboys. I'm talking about these little old ladies with hair and they're penning their paper and they're sitting there keeping score, trying to see who actually won. It's not like sometimes when you go to Houston and you look around and everybody's just like, well, that was cool.
Yeah.
You know, they actually know what's going on and care about who's going to win.
Yeah, and we're not, you know, they come for the rodeo.
Yeah.
It's not a concert. You know, they're not coming for the concert. You know,
Right.
a lot of people say that about Houston. I love Rodeo Houston. I mean, I've been a part of that for a long time. But you know, granted, it looks like it's empty towards the start of the rodeo, but when you seat 75,000 people, there's still probably 20,000 people in there, you know, at least. So, you know, that's different. But obviously, by the time the end of the rodeo, getting close to the concert, you know, it's packed in there. But it's neat. You know, people at San Angelo has been a special place for a long time, and to make it just that much better has been a lot of fun and an honor.
And now we're talking about, you know, we have this nice Coliseum that you know fills up. I mean, if it's the first day of buying tickets, you better have your hand on that whatever you want, because if that goes, it's gone.
Yeah.
And now we're talking about we're talking about expanding the Coliseum.
Yeah.
We're talking about adding some more seats.
Yeah.
I know you guys at the Rodeo Association are really for this, so kind of, you know, will this affect that hometown vibe that you're talking about, that filling of the seats?
I don't think so. I think it's only going to, you know, amplify it. You know, a lot of our large sponsors that have box seats, you know, they'll probably, you know, want to get a suite or something like that, and then I'll open up the box seats, and then maybe, you know, people start moving down. So it's going to open up a lot more opportunities for people.
Okay.
Than you would think.
How many more seats are we going to have?
I think we are just about 5,000, say 5,000 right now, and I think it's going to be right around the 9,500.
I got
so out of that, about 4,000.
What kind of moves have been made so far, I guess, since the last rodeo,
you know,
to kind of secure this thing up?
they're just in the planning stages right now.
Yeah.
You know, so I really, this rodeo has outgrown that facility, the way it sits now, and it's not just the rodeo. I mean, there's going to be so much more things that will come into this town.
Course.
That's what you know. It's
they
not
have
just
stuff
for the
every
rodeo.
weekend there. They had a tattoo convention this last weekend. They have,
but
you know,
concerts wise,
all
you
kinds of
know,
stuff. Yeah. Do you think, you know, you're a music guy? We're talking about Rodeo Houston having some concerts and stuff, and we talked about the Roping Fiesta had some concerts that maybe sparked that up a little bit. Are we thinking about maybe bringing some bigger names to the rodeo?
That would you know, as far as rodeo, we can't do a concert, you know, and we're going to stick true to being a rodeo. So as far as, but I'm just talking at other times of the year.
Yeah.
You know, that's a huge option
for that
Coliseum,
right?
Because not, you know, acts aren't going to go only 5,000. You know,
right?
You know, you're not going to get, you know, big time acts to come in for that, but place that's got the entertainment, the suites and the entertainment areas, and just a better facility. It's going to the bathrooms, you know. Hopefully, you know, we're not going to be going to trough anymore.
Yeah, we won't have like a men. You will know we won't have a trough anymore.
You really get
you are really at a rodeo and at a cowboy show
when you're shoulder to shoulder,
peeing in a trough.
A drunk guy next to you leaning on you.
Yes, talking about the rodeo.
Yeah, so it's the lobbies, and so most of it's outside. You know, nothing's going to the configuration's going to stay the same.
Yeah, I was going to say it's all they're going to keep the shell.
Yes,
and they're just going to build around it.
Yeah. So it's just this community needs it, in my opinion, and we're looking forward to hopefully getting that done and moving on.
Well, we'll see what happens. Let's just do this with the last question. You know, what are you most excited for this rodeo, this upcoming rodeo? Because there's always something special about a rodeo. So what about this one do you think is going to just throw it over the top for people?
You know, there's a lot of things for me. I think, seeing the payout, how we did. So, okay, take this. So Fort Worth, San Antonio, Houston, Calgary, these big rodeos, that you have to qualify to get into those rodeos. You have to be so high in the standings to get in. In San Angelo, you don't have to be. And that's the thing we can hang our hat on is we take, limit to 180 calf ropers, 180 team roping teams.
And
so
if you can ball, you can go.
if you have your permit, we
Yeah.
take permits also, which permit is you have to get that before you get your card. You have to win so much money on that permit.
Okay, so but you have to be a pro.
Yeah,
Right,
you have to be a pro.
But
Correct.
once you're a
you
pro,
have to be a member of the PRCA.
y'all go. Whoever the best is in,
Yeah.
no matter what your ranking is in the world.
So and they saw the payouts last year. We had a kid in the bareback riding.
Mm-hmm.
He won, almost $18,000 on his permit.
Mm-hmm.
In his rookie year, and that's beating Tim O'Connell and Jess Pope and the top guys in the world.
Yeah.
And so that was excited to see in the barrel race. The gal who won that, she won over 20,000. So it's I think it's going to be exciting to see how much more that's going to be this year with the more contestants that are going to go, hey, holy cow, that really paid good. So Dan James, the guy who had the 7 horses, worked at Liberty, and so he's going to come back.
Okay.
And we're working on a few things. Nothing
Those
in
are
stone.
always my favorite.
Yeah,
those
the acts. So we're working on some things where he's actually going to do clinics on between weekends. How we will just we don't have any rodeo performances on maybe a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, and then he will actually be putting on clinics so you can actually come learn from him. It's double Dan horsemanship is what it is. Double Dan horsemanship.
And if y'all were there last year, y'all know this guy can do all the kind of stuff. He can make his horse lay down.
Yeah.
And then get back up.
Lay it down, rear around his, and then he
all
Roman
kinds of
rode,
stuff.
which means he had a foot on one horse and a foot on another horse going beside himself with no reins, no
nothing.
control or nothing, but just vocal commands. And so he's an outstanding individual. And
he
we're
can
looking
tell
forward
the
to having him
horse
back.
go left, and it will go left.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't even have to. I mean, it's the most. It's one of the craziest things I've definitely ever seen.
Yeah. So we're definitely excited to have that. And Pete Carr Pro Rodeo, we just they voted to have him back for another few years. Our great stock contractor and partner in it, and
Crazy Bulls.
So
I mean,
he
know
brings
one thing,
really good guys.
I've been covering the rodeo here since 2019, and every year it's like, and last year one of those Pete Carr bucking broncs I'm down there under the chutes.
Oh, yeah.
Put his foot a foot from me inside the thing. Yeah, I have the pictures. It's crazy.
You got to be careful down there.
Yeah, you got to be.
Did you sign a waiver?
I did not. No, and I don't think Joe Hyde gives me any workers comp. So
Yeah,
we're gonna have to talk to him about that one. All right, this has been Josh Hilton with the rodeo. He is the manager of the Social
manager.
Rodeo.
Yep.
Yeah, the rodeo manager. So if you see him, say howdy. I'm sure he'll talk to you.
Yeah.
Anytime you got something else you want to say, maybe a little closer to rodeo, come on and we'll talk some more about it.
We'll definitely do it. Thanks for having me, Matt.
Yep, we'll go back to you guys in the studio.
And that's our show for this Monday. Remember to take in that City Hall meeting about the police chief elected versus appointed. That's going on 6 o'clock tonight. And don't forget to check out San Angelo Live online. Make sure and get that app. Follow us on social media. And, of course, see us at sanangelolive.com. Until tomorrow, I'm Yantis Green.